Alrighty, old GK here, Mr. Gatekeeper, out here around the northeast end of Georgia. Got a little friend right here hanging out in front of my feet, so I gotta be careful not to scoot around with the chair. I don't want to roll over. She wants to be have a front seat show. But alright, this is my buddy Kevin right here. He's been waiting for a good minute for this box, and he has just been amazing hanging in there with me. Superman type patience. Superman type patience. I have already put together two 3-pill bass amps in this type of package. I kind of like this package, utilizing the unregulated iron core transformer. Of course, I will only use this type of package with Toshibas or Maycom or Motorola's. I don't really want to use this package with HGs or anything like that, since they are a little bit voltage sensitive, just to be safe. But I do like putting 3-pill packages together in this type of setup right here. So anyway, we got three Toshibas, one 2290 driving two 2879s. And pretty much it is what it is. You got your preamp right there. Got your sideband delay. Here's the front of it. You got your variable over here. Alrighty. He wanted me to put some red LEDs in here. I didn't have a lot of room to do that, so I just kind of put it up here, put them down here so they can kind of shine up through the top. And here's your two regulators right here, one for the fan, one for the LEDs, because you got to do that type of stuff when you are unregulated. So let's rock and roll. Let's see what this thing is doing. Now, before I start, I want to explain that this transformer right here is actually a bit bigger than you need. The last two that I did like this, I think the first one I used a 35 amp transformer. I think the second one, I think I may have used something like a 40 amp or something like that. It was an odd transformer I had. And this one right here is a straight hardcore 50 amp transformer. I could run this on the high tap, but there's going to be a better chance of these transistors wearing down faster, and etc. etc. If I put this on the high tap, yeah, this thing's going to come, turn into a 700 watt box, a 350 bird box. But I want this thing to last for you, so I just went ahead and made the decision to hook this up on the medium tap of this, which is big enough to run this. It's plenty big enough to run this, but I just wanted this thing to last for you. So we've got the transformer on the medium tap, and also just to let you know where it goes to the fan. This fan is actually a pretty powerful fan, and I've got it slowed down just a little bit with a 10 ohm resistor. Okay, it is regulated, but after the regulation it's dropped to 12 volts, I've got a 10 ohm resistor to drop it down a little bit. This fan can be a little loud. That's why I did that for you, just to knock it down a little bit, still have awesome airflow. But if you ever feel that you would like to speed the fan up, it's very simple. I just want to go ahead and show it to you now. Okay, if you see this resistor right here, see this black wire, just unsolder this wire from here. This wire right here, unsolder it from this side of the resistor, and then just solder it to this side of the resistor, which would be just hooked up to the ground wire. Okay, if you do that, then the fan will speed up a lot more. It'll be a little bit louder, but I just wanted to show you that option's there if you wish to do it. But so yeah, man, so let's go ahead and get this puppy on a stroll. I've got it hooked up to the my Stickman radio. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that first with that, and we'll go down to the bench radio just so you'll see the difference. Alright, so that's the on button. It turns the supply on. Okay, turns the transformer on. All that good stuff. Alrighty. Alright, we're working with a 500 watt slug. So we're looking at the middle scale. Come on now, focus. There we go. So we're looking at the middle scale. Go yeah. So it's almost about 250 bird. Oh yeah, just a tad bit under 250. Here's your peak. Go, and that's off the scale, a little bit over 500 watts peak. Now, let me show you the voltage drop. We're floating at 18. Ooh, 13.8 volts. So I would not drive this amplifier no more than that right there. And that's actually driving it pretty hard. Okay. Now, of course, if I was able to keep that voltage up around 15 volts or so, you would then see over 300 bird, and then you would also see 600 watts, 700 watts, somewhere around there, like the last two that I did. Okay, because those were on the type of transformers where you could use the high tap and it would be okay. But the problem with this, if I go to the high tap on this, you're going to be pretty much at a high voltage, you know, at all times. You're going to be floating up around 22 volts, 21 volts, and it's going to be dropping to like 16, maybe 15.8. You'll have to drive it pretty hard to get it to drop, and I didn't want that. I kind of wanted what you call a medium kill when it comes to this. And of course, if you want to go with regulated supplies, you'll have to have a bigger box. But I'm the type of guy, just like a lot of these guys, man, when they started out using iron core transformers, and I still feel that they have their part, they have their position. And this is one right here. Toshiba transistors. Hey, the whole world used unregulated supplies with Toshibas for freaking 30, 40 years or 30 years plus, you know, but you know, and got along just fine. But of course, we got transistors out now that do just as good as Toshiba's output wise, but they're a little sensitive when it comes to the voltage spiking up and down, and it's just not a good idea. So, all right, so we're going to hook up. Now, that radio was driving it with about 8 bird. Okay. And about 35 peak or so, somewhere around there. Alright. A little bit less than that. Now we're pretty much going to get the same peak out of it. Now we're hooking up to the hot radio. Because my hot radio, believe it or not, does have decent peak. Peak to RMS ratio. As you notice, me personally, I only care about the bird. But I like to show the peak to let y'all see, because if the peak is there, that does not actually always mean that it's doing the bird also. But if the bird is there, 9 times out of 10, the peak will be there too, unless there's some issue going on with the radio or possibly the amplifier. My bench radio, it does 4 watts RMS. And swings to about 18 to 20 peak, which is the decent little ratio. That's why you'll see a lot of times, or unless the amplifier has a lot more headroom, you'll see I can go to this radio, and show the same peak. But of course, the amplifier has a whole lot more headroom, meaning it can be amplified a lot more drive. Then you will see a peak increase when I go over to my stickman radio. Y'all will see this type of stuff happen on BBI videos and other guys' videos out there that run peak meters too. You'll notice that they may switch a radio, and then you'll see them switch to another radio, and you'll see more RMS power, but you'll see the same peak. That's kind of hard for some people to understand, and I understand it is a little complicated. It is. All right, so let me put it back on RMS. Alright, we're on the bench radio, and I'll go ahead and show you where the dead key is at too. Alright, this is dead keying about 1 watt into the box, okay? Middle scale. So that's about, let's see, 50 watt dead key. Let's make sure I got it turned all the way up. So that's a little bit over a 50 watt dead key. Go, yeah, so that's about 160, 170 watts RMS. Go, yeah. And there's your peak again. Go, yeah, see, still 500 watts. Now, We'll go over here to the variable just for the fun of it. We're at a good dead key now. So we'll turn it down a little bit just for the fun of it. So we're about 20 watts or so dead key. Ooh, yeah. That's about 150. Ooh. Hey, what we do, we just get out here and just let this mop flop and watch this bird meter swing out here on this cow picking in. Old Gatekeeper letting the mop flop out here around the northeast end of Georgia. Getting down, getting down. Alrighty, man. So she is all done and she's working good. And like I said, I know that you are very familiar with the other two the other two 3-pills that I've done in this package. And that's why I wanted to explain to you. Because I know on the other two packages, I showed that bad boy doing 700 watts, 300 bird. Your amp can still do that, no problem. You can go ahead and put this thing on the high tap if you want. But I thought you probably would want this thing to last. You know what I'm saying? To last. The other two packages I put together, you know, I explained to them guys, hey man, the transformers on the high tap, I was in an awkward position with those transformers because if I went to the medium tap on them, then it wasn't quite enough. So that's problems you have when you deal with unregulated type stuff. You got to have a lot of transformers laying around so you'll have that perfect transformer that does that, you know, the perfect draw and all that stuff. You don't have those problems when you're dealing with regulation, you know. But I've got a lot of these transformers laying around, so, you know, I might as well use them up in projects like this right here. So this thing right here should last you a long time, Kevin. Alright, let me get the top on here, man, and we'll come right back and let you take a look at it with the top on and the screws in it and all that good stuff. Oh, I'll let you see what the voltage is dropping to with this radio. Go. Oh. See, you're in good, safe operating voltage, 14.9, 15 volts. This will be a safe 3-pill and it should last you a long time. A long time. Alright, bud. We'll be back. Alrighty. There she is, brother. Now, take note that your input is right here, your output is right here, okay? It's backwards than the way I do most of my boxes, but just with this type of design, that's the way I need to set it up. So just always remember, just double check, make sure to look in and out. In is your radio, out is the out, going to your antenna or your meter or whatever. There's your breaker, just in case something happens. We got a little bit of red shine through the portholes, and it's blowing some good air too, man. It could be blowing more air, but the fan will be louder, of course. And I really do wish they would give us a 120 millimeter hole in this case, but this is what they give us, so we have to work with it for a blade fan grill. So there she blows, man. Nice little package. Nice little package. And there's the bottom of it. All right, man. I appreciate it, Kevin. 73s. Anybody watching this is something she may think you might like. Just give me a shout. Right here at this split moment, I'm not taking on any more builds, but I will be in the near future. I'm just working on getting these backlogs done. Oh, let's see here. Where are you? Oh yeah. Project catch up. Because I'm trying to get caught up. Yes, that is a joke. I meant to spell it that way. All right. Old Gatekeeper out here around the northeast end of Georgia. I'm gonna take these custom custom headlight off my head. I got sick of going through these AA batteries. Absolutely sick of it. So what did I do? Made it rechargeable. We'll see you. Old Gatekeeper said it. We're gone. 73rds. Bye-bye.